What's going on YouTube? It's Stephen from Pure Landscaping. So I messed up. I made a lot of mistakes this year, especially with snow plowing. It was my first year in snow plowing and I made a lot of mistakes. So I want to share some of those mistakes with you guys, so hopefully you don't make them. What I did was I was trying to be a nice guy and an honest guy, and I was running a business saying I was a family owned and operated lawn care service, and we operate on honesty and integrity, and that's fine because we do. But customers, they don't operate like that. They're totally different. One of the mistakes I made was I did not have contracts for my customers for snow removal. It was my first year in snow removal. I knew I should get contracts, but I didn't. I kind of just took everyone's word for everything. And what happened was I ended up getting so many customers so quickly, which that's a great thing, that I ended up failing at some of my services I was offering. For example, every customer had a different expectation from me, and some customers wanted snow removal every 2 inches or under. Even if it was any ice or anything, they wanted it salted. Their driveway, I'm talking about, these are all residentials. They wanted their driveway salted, sidewalk. Some people wanted their sidewalk shoveled. Some people said come every 2 inches of snow. Some people said 4, some people said 6. All different. So what happened was, as I started getting more and more customers, you get 30 snow removal customers for residentials, and they all expect something different. It's easy to forget what you told that customer you were going to do. And I had a lot of issues with that. I also had a lot of issues with, I would throw in a free service. I'll say, I'll just throw in some salt for you. And the customer would take my kindness for weakness, and they would say, well, you didn't salt enough. I gave them free salt. So, who are they to say it's not enough? It's free. It didn't cost them anything. So I offered the service. Said, well, if you want more salt, it's going to be, this amount. And they got angry. So this year I'm doing things totally different. I'm operating by contracts. It's going to be like that for snow removal and for lawn care, for property maintenance. For snow removal, I'm going to set aside contracts, and they're going to be fair for both parties, but it's going to be there to protect myself. I think I'm going to have a 2-inch trigger. So 2 inches of snow, I will go out and provide snow removal for the customer. They are getting charged for every storm. If I have to come back, they're paying again. I had some issues where customers would expect me to do snow removal after the storm was over. I would plow their driveway. Everything was great. They were so happy. The next day, the town plow comes by, pushes a bunch of snow back into their driveway, and the customers expected me to go back free of charge and to plow their driveway once again. And that's not happening. If they want me back, they're going to pay full price. That was one of the issues. So I'm going to have a $45 minimum. I don't care how big or small your driveway is. It's a $45 minimum for me to even come out there. Some other issues I was having was when some people wanted me to come out as it was still snowing. Some people wanted me to come out after the storm was done. I'm not going to start servicing, customers until the storm is over. Unless it's like a gigantic snowfall and we have 2 or 3 feet, then I'm going to have to work something out with my contract. But it is going to state, after 4 inches of snow, the price goes up to this amount. After 6 inches, it goes this amount. And I'm going to come up with a formula. Because what I found is that it's hard to just quote randomly, because you can never get an accurate quote. And I want to standardize my business and make everything fair. So that way, if it's me or if it's an employee or if it's you that's quoting for me, you can get the same quote I would. So for example, let's just say mulch jobs. I want to find out how much it's going to cost for a square foot of mulch to be applied. So it's the price of the mulch, it's the price of the labor, the price of the delivery. Well, that's another thing. I can actually deliver now because I bought a dump trailer. But I want to get all these things figured out into like a system and standardize everything, so that way no customer feels gypped or cheated, and we do everything fairly. One other problem I had with snow removal is I was in a tight knit community, and what happened were they had different sized driveways. Like one driveway would be twice as long as another person's, but they were such tight knit community that they would say to each other how much I'm charging them. And customers would get mad at me and they say, "Oh, your company sucks because you're charging me more money." Everything was always a problem. And there's a reason to it, but I am not dealing with customers like that anymore. I am not, kissing anyone's rear end. My work speaks for itself. So you're either going to pay me fairly or I'm not taking the job. I'm not underbidding, underquoting. I'm not doing any of that. So I'm trying to standardize my business so that everyone gets treated fairly. So that way, when I do have people working for me, they can quote, as I said, you can quote. We would all have the same quote. So that's what is important. So, you guys that are going out there and just throwing out random numbers for jobs, it's going to work for now, but it's going to get very tough. You need to figure out every job, like a formula for it. So I really recommend you guys look into that. I'm not telling you have to do it, but I'm saying I would do that. I learned from my mistakes. You have to be strict. For snow removal, I have a good story for you. So I had a customer who calls me up out of nowhere, and I say, well, I'm kind of close to you. They found my ad on Facebook, free advertising, by the way. Found my ad on Facebook, so I went over there and I quoted their driveway, and the customer says, oh, I really want you to plow my driveway tonight because my wife's pregnant, and today is her due date, and if, she has the baby, we got to get out of here and go to the hospital. So I said, okay. So I quoted them, and I was trying to be nice, so I quoted them low, thinking that, this is going to be a one-time service only. So I quoted them, and just to be nice, have some compassion, I said, I'll throw down some salt for you for free. So the guy calls me back the next snowstorm, and he expects me to do it for the same price. I didn't realize he wanted me to do his property every snowstorm. I thought it was just like a one-time deal. He got so angry when he found out that I wanted to raise my price. So don't be nice to people because it seems like everyone takes your kindness for weakness. Lay down the law, your prices are your prices, and that's it. So I should have quoted him. I quoted him $30. I said, oh, I'll do this and that just to be nice. But he took my kindness for weakness, complained about everything. Every single snowstorm after that, complained about everything. And I'm not dealing with that. So I hope you guys listen to what I'm saying. A lot of you guys probably already know this already, but I was just trying to provide a great service and build customers. One other thing I wanted to say was you guys should check me out on Instagram. I don't know if you'll be able to see my Instagram page. Here it is. It's PIRRELNDSCAPE. And that's my Instagram account. I like to check out the work you guys are doing and go from there and just communicate with you guys. I will show you this. I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to make a video in the future. It's my dump trailer. I got a 7 by 12, 12,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating trailer, a Brymar trailer. It's got the 18 horsepower Little Wonder leaf sucker on there. So I'm going to be excited to demo that and show you guys. Thanks for watching.